Hello and welcome! Welcome to Drakenmemoria. I hope you're enjoying your... I hope you will enjoy your evening, because apparently some of us are already drunk without ever having drank anything. So, it's one of those days. So, in case any of you are wondering what this is, well, it's gonna be Dungeons and Dragons, or more specifically, a group of people playing Dungeons and Dragons. Well, in this case, 4 people in a picture playing Dungeons and Dragons, and probably by the time we finish tonight, it's gonna be 3 players and 2 pictures. But don't worry, next episode we should be 5 players. If we're not, I'm gonna be very mad at some people.
Never.
And I think that's about everything we can say about this. If you're not in the mood for Dungeons and Dragons, well, too bad. It's a Dungeons and Dragons channel. What did you expect?
Look, we went through all the trouble of getting both the dungeons and the dragons. Like, we can't just throw those out.
We just need the dads. Sorry.
Interesting. I wonder where you were going with this. Okay.
As a podcast.
So, hold on. We have some internet lag on my end, and everything's good. Alright. So, if you don't want to watch Dungeons and Dragons, well, to the right or to the left, there's usually some suggestions. So, or the left, there's usually some suggestion. Pick one. For everyone else, it's a pleasure to have you with us. If you're new, welcome. If you're back from a previous session, welcome back. And we hope you'll have a pleasant evening. And if you like the sound of crackling fire and crickets in the background, Ambient Mixer. It's a website where you can make your own or download some that other people have made. It's all royalty free so long as you use them as ambiance. You only have to pay for them when you download them. And that's about it. I believe we have everything. So, to put you back in context with what happened last week. Last episode. The party finally had some downtime. Real rest and relaxation. Not the usual rest and relaxation where they find a quest after half a day in the garden and then they all have to rush out and start on their next quest. Real downtime where they have time to settle things that they need to settle, sell stuff, buy stuff, try and remember stuff that I've noted that they wanted but they never pick up, and so on. And then they're going to have a moment to kick back and breathe a little. Although this part might actually just be assumed and not actually played out.
We're actually going to be
guys,
holding
I have
our
an
breath
idea.
for the next 7 days.
We're going to get them all into a hot tub and we're going to film them for 5 days straight.
Alright, guys, I have an idea. I had a dream last night. It came to me from the God of Light. Bottled water, guys. Bottled. Okay, we get plastic. All right, we no. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, first you have to explain plastic, and
Yeah,
then...
like, what's plastic?
Yeah. So.
Dang. Okay, glass milk. No.
Glass
That
milk?
sounds stupid.
Damn!
That sounds stupid.
Like, there's glass in the milk, or is...
Well,
The
I
milk
was
made
about to say that
glass?
downtime with those players aren't necessarily a good thing, but I think they made my point for me. So
Kobe, I think it's a good thing you became an adventurer and didn't go into buying and selling.
What do you mean? I don't know. Should I be a great?
Look, his idea of going to
Inventorist.
Shark Tank is like hanging by the beach waiting for a bite.
All right, everybody, you get paid to call people. Wait, you don't know what a call is.
well,
See.
actually, you all do, but the rest of the world doesn't.
So you're trying to pitch that idea.
All right.
Guys, stocks. The stock market. No, it's fun.
What?
No,
Stop.
okay.
All right,
Don't
so
bring the stock
blockchain
market
guy.
to the medieval places.
Are you sure you want to mix finance and
The
gnomes?
notes and stock. Yeah,
Are you sure you want to do this?
No.
Do you really want to find
Street?
a gnomish lawyer?
Wait, the gnome of Gnome Street? Yeah, the gnome of Gnome Street.
Also, you just don't want to introduce fiat currency during this time period.
You are aware that
Not a great time for the sell.
that a gnome is very likely to actually learn the Book of Law by heart. All the books of laws. And believe me, their version is significantly thicker than ours.
Listen, I'm still just trying to find a bank so I can drop off some of this gold. Let's forget stocks for the minute.
You look in your pockets and all your gold is gone.
I mean, I was just in a seedy part of a city. I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, you know, you always simply have to go to the research and development quarter and pitch your idea. Someone will most likely take it up and try and do something. The result may vary, but the intention was good. All right. So, as you can see, downtime is not necessarily good with this group, but it's nevertheless what we're going to have for the next 5 days, I believe. 5 or 6 days.
Yeah, so that's like 5 weeks. No, I'm just playing.
I think by the end of this
More.
particular in-game day, I think we're on to 6.
Well, I'm pretty sure you're only actually going to use 2 or 3 days of all those, and the rest you're going to tell me I'm doing this, and I'm going to get an email at one point saying, oh, here are all the scrolls I made, here are all the gems I bought, here.
I actually am gonna
I started a family.
type out a solo quest I went on. Just not tell anything.
Like, gonna tell about your grand adventure about how you slayed the Jabberwock.
Yeah.
He actually left for 3 years and had like a family, and then came back in 2 days.
Yeah, I went back and I did a Narnia situation. Walked through a random closet. My entire life in a different
Well, you
world.
see, Raimi entered what's called the hyperbolic time chamber.
Come on.
Remy walks into a broth. No, it's fine.
So, oh yeah, and last episode we had audience go into the shadiest part of a large city to try and provoke his rival to a combat on the day of the celebration where he is supposed to show the awesomeness of his religion in front of thousands of people. Of course, this is all gonna go exactly as he planned.
You should have written that you blew someone up before you went to send the note.
What? Like I'm capable of exploding people now?
Yeah. I know they'll probably hear it when they get to the. Wait, is it happening in the garden? In the
I
No,
don't
garden.
it's not happening in the garden. There wouldn't be any guests
Oh.
watching this if it was happening in the garden.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
happening in the city of Alphen now.
Just outside of it. They're building
I mean,
an
it'll be a
amphitheater.
very full stadium of gnomes, so...
Oh, there probably will be people from the garden watching. In one way or another. The adventurers can move freely, and they all have orbs. So everyone will probably be able to see what's happening. Someone will have
The
asked.
event will be being live streamed on audience feed.
Yeah. Wait. I don't know. I don't know who audience's rival is.
Were you
Well,
not
they
there
won't
for
be able to
that?
tune in.
No, he
They won't be
I
able
don't
to
wasn't.
think
tune in
so.
to Scry until they sit through
Oh,
an
you
ad
weren't.
of
Well, you're
Raid
gonna
Shadow
find out then.
Legends.
Do I know
I'm not
who
I'm
you
gonna just
spoil
walk.
it.
I would just walk up to some random person, ends up being your rival. I was like, oh yeah, I heard that guy blew somebody up. Me.
Well,
Yes,
fucking
I do believe George
Toby didn't blow
knows.
up and put himself back together.
Because I think it's the quest that happened right after they
Don't know
found
what
you.
is scarier.
It's the quest that happened in the Gnomish laboratory. The end of the quest. That's when the audience discovered a rival. Manufactured for him
remember that.
by the dungeon master.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, now you.
There's a woman in the mirror.
So,
Rival or lover, who knows?
well, of course, I thought of it. Technically, she is a duplicate of you, so if you think you're attractive, you certainly find her attractive.
I mean, does audience even need to answer that question?
So, definitely, audience, you probably have those very...
So you're getting her there to impress her, not to...
Listen, there was a reason I spared her life last time. Okay.
That takes away some of the character development.
It wasn't because he had the dream where his god taught him how to spare the life of a worthwhile enemy. No. It's just because he wants to her at one point.
Audience character development. I don't think those words go together.
He just wants to introduce his great sword.
Okay, I'm leaving the call, guys. I gotta. No, I'm kidding.
And maybe we should get actually started on what's happening in the campaign right now, and not what actually happened before. Although for those who might have missed this, well, now you know. Audience is not actually honorable. He does it all for a single purpose. To eventually get to thrust his longsword in
No, George's just been right all along. I have no honor in what I'm doing. I just want an army to impress girls.
I knew it.
Look at me! I got an army!
Actually, he's probably looking for the secret to just making a whole army of the same girl. It's like, obviously that process is replicable.
Remember that road you took, where you're not going to be remembered by any... No, I'm just playing.
Listen, that's only a potential outcome.
Yeah, of course. So, I believe when we left, audience was on its way back to the garden, and Jorg, Tobiashi, Remy, and Fisher, who apparently has started to walk and is stuck on the wall because, you know, it just happens sometime. He's just walking on the wall and, don't worry, he'll get out of it eventually.
He lagged out.
But
And he clips through the invisible wall.
it disappeared. He fell through the floor. But yeah.
But he's still stuck in walking animation.
And Fisher, who is apparently talking to himself, which you all know, it's because he's having a very deep and well thought of conversation with Terranad. But since you're only getting half of the conversation, well, maybe more a third of the conversation, yeah, that's how he looks. So, Jorg, Tobiashi, and Remy, I believe you were on your way to the tavern, where you were expecting everyone to reunite. Is there something you'd like
Think so.
to do before
Uh,
You just hear Fisher. Halt! You have violated the law. Sorry. I am. No, I think I'm just gonna go to the tavern,
Okay.
get something to eat.
Okay.
good idea.
The child in my tummy is hungry.
Feed me. Feed me now.
You see, now I'm just getting flashbacks of when we did go into the past.
Well, hopefully this one is not gonna try to eat its way out of you. All right. Well, in that case, does Remy want to do something else there during that day, or everyone goes back to the tavern for a quiet evening together? You don't know where audience is.
Oh yeah, that part. I'm aware of my ignorance. I think what Raimi might do, just both for a purpose and for kicks. If he is spending time with Jorg and Tobayashi while waiting for audience to arrive, he's going to read his fairy tale book with the Orb of Audible.
God damn it.
So you hear a lovely story being narrated by your favorite princess.
Amazing. I walk faster.
You still have time to hear that the story is the story of the two gnomes and the rabbit. A children's tale.
That doesn't sound like it ends well.
As you walk faster, you hear the, once upon a time there was.
I'm just like, nope. Flashbacks.
All right, so in that case, it's quite easy. You all get to the tavern, you all sit together. Tobayashi, you have to endure at least one children fairy tale.
So, like I was saying, bottled water. No, I'm just playing.
You have a gnome there sitting with you. Bottled water. So, what's different than a normal water put in a normal bottle?
So, the difference is that regular people, right? Like townspeople, okay? Like I know you could just buy water wherever. I'm not sure. This would be like great for places that can't get water easily. You just get like 24 bottles of water, right? And you put them in a case and you sell them to people who are dumb enough to buy them.
I see. So something to be done in deserts and places like this, or in the middle of the ocean. You know, you find someone stranded in the middle of the ocean, you just slide that there, and they can only open it if they put a certain amount in the little box that is in front of it. And then it just opens like a chest that you could find, that you could loot, like a loot chest.
I mean, that sounds one. I mean, and then they can't get another box. Like when they run out, they can't get another box until they come back to you.
Yeah. Or you give them the possibility to pay for another one. But using
Yeah.
special money. that they have to buy from you when they come back.
You know, that makes a lot of sense. You're just making the idea even better.
Amounts that gets you like 1.2 of the crates, so you have to buy just multiple amounts of the doll. No.
Wait, is this a vending machine we're talking about?
No. You said it. It's a crate that you can loot like a chest. It's a loot crate.
Yeah.
With water in it. With drinkable water. Yeah. That sounds wonderful.
Like, one is affordable, but it's also gambling, so you get addicted to it.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. You get different size of water bottle.
You get an ultra
Guys,
rare water bottle.
I think we're gonna be rich, guys. I think this is, you know.
As Jorg and Tobiyashi are discussing this interesting concept with a gnome, we can easily say that the audience eventually reappears, just in time to hear that.
So we definitely have to patent that. I think. I mean, you're a gnome. You could help like produce it, and I'm pretty sure me and Jorg could get the water for you. You know. Oh, hey audience, how you doing? What where were you at? Just a blank stare from audience.
Hello.
Hello, audience.
Audience.
I didn't think I was there.
No, he said you just arrived, didn't he?
Well, apparently he's extremely
Oh.
busy trying to plot the downfall of civilization by
I
introducing
missed
Loot
that
Crate.
completely.
So I figured before that happens, it might be a good idea to get as much of the group together.
I missed you saying that, so I was confused. Like, okay.
But you know, if you want to come in just a little later, it's all right. It's all right.
No, it's fine. I can come in. I just didn't. I didn't think
Yeah,
of
you
that.
came.
I
into
thought
where
your
I
blank
was saying
stare was
where, yeah.
mostly just like, shit, I didn't think of an excuse. I had hours to think of this.
I was visiting the capital.
I see. And how did that go?
It went well. I think I got what I needed.
That's great. That's great. Well, I don't know how much of that you caught, but we're gonna become me and Jorg are gonna become businessmen with this gnome. I'm guessing the gnome is gone now.
Actually, I
No,
I
he's
think
still
it's
there.
kind of immoral. I thought we were kidding.
He's kind
so,
of the gnome. You can see.
Kitty.
You can see in his eyes. The gnome is kind of feeling left out because you just said Jorg and you, and then he's not part of conversation.
The gnome is a very important part of this. Okay, I wouldn't usually say that about any other gnome, you know. But yeah. So
What's
me,
his name?
Jorg, and the gnome. Yeah, what is the gnome's name? You know what? This is a non-crazy gnome number 3. I don't know who 1 and 2 are.
I don't know, but
There's gotta be at
there's
least
something
3 of them.
there's something in the flow of what you number 3. Yeah, I think that can work. Number 3. And everyone's gonna wonder what happened to number 2 and 1. So everyone's gonna be talking about
Exactly.
number 3.
Like, where did number 3 come from? You know, you're a good gnome. It was a pleasure talking to you and having that idea. If you do end up coming with that, just get back to us. You know, we have the orb. Do you have an orb? Do you have an orb?
Of course, we all have
Yes.
Okay, just making sure all the gnomes have an orb. Also, if you didn't know, our friend Fisher over there is a gnome tube star. So yeah, just get back in contact with us. Whenever, if you come up with that idea, or if you give us a prototype, because we can't build stuff that well.
No, well, you know, anyone who's going... No, but that's a good point. You're a group of celebrities. You know, your friend, and he points toward Fisher, likes to get licked, and you like to be blown up. That's an incredible pitch. Everyone's going to want to get in. The guy who got blown by the Dragonborn. That's amazing.
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily phrase it like that, but yeah.
You know,
I get the point
you
across.
could just yeah, you could say the water's sponsored by celebrities, and we could sell it all over the place.
No. I think there was something good in that phrase. I'll have to find a way to print this on some tunic, maybe some shirt, underwear. Yeah.
Just when I was starting to like gnomes. Okay, yeah, that sounds amazing. So we'll talk about this in like a week or so. Meet me back in the spot.
Okay, sure. 1 week.
1 week after
7 days,
after the
23 hours, and well, you know what I mean.
Well, I meant sorry, I misspoke. I meant 1 week after the I don't know if you know what event we're going to be going to. It's the
equinox. Just say the equinox.
Equinox. I was going to say the solstice. I keep wanting to say the solstice for some reason. The equinox.
Okay, yeah, I know.
45th Tenkaichi.
I've heard about this. We have solstice and equinox also. They're not exactly at the same time as yours, but yeah, we have them. I know exactly what it is. And it's pretty known throughout most world that you have to celebrate those moments, you know? There's just something about the world, and yeah.
Yeah, 1 week after our equinox.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yeah, right after the celebration. I've heard you celebrate your holidays for 2 weeks. I really love you. I hope one day I can join all of you.
Amen. I will well, we'll talk to you later. We have some business to talk about.
Okay. I guess I'll go try and draw plans for this. And I think I'll make the bottles singing also. He turns toward you, Remunin. That's your idea. Thanks. You just realized that you were reading over a passage where it's all in songs. You had Koina singing through part of a fairy tale.
Miss Remy's in on this too. All right, yeah. I mean,
and so you are all alone.
So, do we have any stuff we need to do, guys? Do we have plans? I know you just came from the capital. I have to figure out how much this ye old gold is.
Are there a lot of people? Oh.
My plans.
Never mind, you answered.
I don't know. I'm just trying to answer this.
I had a question, but you can answer them first.
No, I was just gonna say no. I don't have very many. I don't have very many plans. I need to get a couple potions from Raimi. That's about it.
Are there a lot of people out there with our bounty?
I mean,
yes. I don't know.
I don't really have a bounty. I mean, I guess hanging around you guys is a bounty enough.
Maybe minor illusions, Tobiyashi's bounty.
Yeah, you do, Toby.
What at 500 berries or betties? Sorry, One Piece reference. Okay. Okay, all right. That's it's not as high as your guy. Wait, how high is your guys's?
We're all the same. I just am being offered double if they bring me in alive.
Oh, okay. That's understandable. So we're gonna go turn an audience now and playing. So yeah, well, I don't know where to get these checked out, so that's what I needed to go do. I'm not sure. I don't know what city to go to.
I might not go to the capital. I would go to any city but the capital. Apparently, there are a lot of people with our bounty in the capital. I ran into a couple shady figures, and they said that now they knew my location there, so I left. But I wouldn't go to the capital maybe for a bit.
Understandable. Remy, you have any ideas?
Raimi just like looks at Tobiyashi and I guess on the table in front of him, just minor allusions, a 5-foot scale map of the chain.
Well, yeah, you have several choice. Of course, audience has just told you that Martaer is a bit difficult right now. People might be expecting you. But other than that, it's still going to take several days before this news spread. So Otanel and Soutien are probably good places where you could go. They both have ports. So there's also exotic merchant who might be looking for something to sell somewhere else. Or collectors who might be living in those cities exactly for the same reason. The exotic merchant. They sometimes have exotic merchandise. Otanel might have expeditions coming from far away, so you might actually get a collector from half of the world away. There's also always the port town of Drakenmemoria, which is a port town built by Dragonborn. It is essential for trading, but mostly between the two port cities. But they do have trading partners with a lot of Dragonborns outside of the cities. It's essentially the major trading hub for Dragonborn. Every other clan residing mostly in the mountains, they don't get to trade all that much. They're extremely self-sufficient. And of course, there's the three cities at the center of the island. Although not the premium choice, not bad. There's always collectors in every major cities. So you have Caravel, Carethner, and Tolteran. Although Tolteran audience might be wanted there. Well, come to think of it, Carethner audience might be wanted there also.
Audience actually does not remember that he's wanted in Tolteran, though.
Okay.
So Remy, which one do you pick? What do you think would be the best? I'll follow you on this one. I don't sell money a lot.
That's a weird phrase. So Raimi thinks on it for a moment and considering their timetable, he kind of responds with well, nothing wrong with trying to increase your odds.
So go to two different places? I mean, wait. Increase her odds. Yeah, no, Toby has nothing. So you mean like one of the three?
Raimi just casually moves his talons over the locations, the ones that he knows anyway, of the port cities.
Okay, all right, sounds good. Well, we'll go to there. to them.
So
They're them. Them.
Sutian, the port city to the south.
Mm-hmm.
Although, oh goodness, and that's one that
Wait, Remy, do you want to swing by all of them, or do you just we're just gonna go to? Because we could swing by all of them, see which one want more for them, I guess, and then like go to the one that gives us the most. Unless that'll take too long.
We say that's at least like what mine and is probably in Raimi's head as well in terms of like time spent figuring out like to find a collector in those areas to begin with.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
that
Alright.
part I the player am not 100% sure on for Draken
Yeah.
as far as like Raimi's own experience trying to like basically the graph of time spent versus reward.
Well, no, I was just thinking there's also the two small islands. But I'm looking at the no, it would really be Sutian. Sutian is the one that has the commercial route leading outside of the of Estrin. Well, Remy would be aware of Sutian because that's the city in which you arrived in the island chain. And from your backstory, the one that I gave you when you started, Toltoran, would be the second city you would have encountered, and just the day after when you met Audience. So Sutian has the advantage of having commercial route to every port city in the Mistal Island chain and any island chain to the south of this island chain. So there is something interesting there. Although it's one of the youngest city in there, it was able to flourish because of how much commerce can go through this one. You know that there is a mage tower not far from there. You did see quite a few people shopping for magical ingredients. Probably also heard people talking about this mage tower not far from there. They'd probably be interested in something that is actually supposed to be from another time period, especially if you can convince them that you actually took it from there. For them, it can be interesting as it can be used to try and maybe time travel, although most mage tend to not try because it usually ends poorly. But some definitely even try even though they're not supposed to. I think from experience, these would be the two that you've encountered, that you've probably had time to explore just a little bit, because you thought you had time and you didn't know you were about to meet the love of your life. So
There was time then.
And by deduction, being someone with a criminal background, elven trading posts would probably be less interesting. Although they'd be interested with the fact that it's a coin from a city that no one can find. The age of the coin would not be as impressive for them.
Yeah, Raimi just like it thinks it over and kind of like wandered his talon hand a little further down south and kind of like circles it around the area of Sutian, but then also hovers a bit over Totaran.
Altanel has the advantage of having a skyport. which I'm pretty sure Remy would love to visit at least once.
Which one did you say
All
we're
right, then
going
shoots
to?
his hand over to
Otanel?
You know, actually standing on a sky dock.
Otanel.
Yeah, like after
okay.
pointing to those 3 cities, just looks at the group expectantly.
I mean, this sounds fine to me. You guys have any
Mhm.
objections?
Nope.
Nope.
You're not. All right, to Otanel we go, and then
Yeah.
and then it kind of like fade shifts off of the screen, and then we're like on a cart. No, I'm just playing.
With Fisher driving.
Yeah.
Audience discussing potions with Remy. So Remy, I need some of the potions, man. Okay.
Oh no, and I get
So
you. It's like, although by all accounts, is this are we traveling like now, or is that a tomorrow thing? Or
Well, right now it's
Just
probably
about
getting a little bit late. You did do a whole lot of commerce and traveling through the garden, and every time you decide to go from the commercial district to the residential district, you have to add between 45 to 1 hour walk. So there's always that.
Hey. Oh, wait, I probably don't even remember the potion. Toby himself probably doesn't remember the potion. But, wait, I might have. Potion that you took off of me? Audience?
The potion that you want to try on interest of yours.
No.
It's mine.
Don't?
I'll fight you
I
for
don't
it.
want it.
I already had that potion. I already got it.
No. Oh, yeah, no, I was just seeing if you still had it on you. I don't
Oh.
want it.
Oh, yes, I still have it on.
Okay. Just making sure.
Don't worry about it.
It's a lovely pink color, and when you look at it carefully, you even notice that it seems to be fizzing a little bit.
Strawberry Fanta.
The real question is, what is the potency of this? Could I use it on a god? And would that guy know? I don't know.
You should have used it on the. Was it the silver dragon? The silver dragon's vessel, nudge flame.
That would
Oh.
not have gone well for me. You realize Abi Ali was like standing there, and she's in connection with the
Oh
dragon.
yeah,
And that would have been kind of an
was standing
awkward
there.
moment if I'd like leapt towards her and started trying to force like a pink liquid down her throat. I don't think it would have gone well for me.
No.
You know.
The dragon would have appreciated your forwardness.
Especially since she could literally read our minds, so she'd know what was in it.
That's true. You know,
You
there's
just
some
tell
things
her
I
that
just don't
it's-
think about.
You just tell her that it's Pepto Bismol.
Yeah, and she could read
Sorry,
my
Sorry, audience. I think my neurons are still growing back.
It's all good, man.
Connection aren't quite all there yet.
So planning to
I got a
leave in the
pepper down my
morning?
throat.
Are you planning to leave in the morning then?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Alright. No.
Ramey's going to turn to audience and minor illusion the door to his room.
I just
Sure, we can go have a conversation or hang out. I don't know.
me and Jorg just see him walk off. I'm just looking at Jorg like,
Ooh.
Finally!
So much build up.
we need the fan pickers to write something real quick, guys in the chat.
And audience and Raimi, we want this fully role played, okay?
I think we are going to fully roleplay, and I just don't think it's going to go how you think it's going to.
Intriguing. So, well, while Remy and audience go to, I'm not sure, his bedroom or your bedroom, Remy?
Oh, Remy
Uh,
put his door, so I assume Remy's
Okay.
bedroom.
No, because he just said his door, but his door could be interpreted his door audience or his door Remy. So,
Sure.
it's like, I mean, like Revy's seen audience's door, so that's why I was just like,
well, they mostly all look the same. So.
because Revy's more interested in like hanging out in audience's room for a bit.
I go to my room then.
Oh goodness, I feel like I'm back in high school. Okay. So while the two of them are walking to audience's room, is there something that Jorg and Tobiashi would like to do quickly?
Jorgel order dinner.
Oh, now you piqued the interest of your little dog.
Ooh,
Dinner.
yeah, you'll feed him some. I know how you like that.
Especially the smelly ones. You know, a little bit of meat with the sauce and
Yeah. I like experiencing it through his eyes.
you have this moment of the dog thinking about the meat and then his mind slowly wandering toward you because you're his master. Dogs always think about their master when he's licking your feet and oh yeah, the taste of master. Oh, that's so good. That's why dog keep licking you where you sweat the most. Because it reminds them of you. So you go from the memory of a very well seasoned steak to the taste of your salty sweat. And Tobiashi, you see Jorg's reaction while while he's listening to the mind of his dog wandering from one to the other.
Trying not to throw up.
But you feel the excitement he lives when he thinks about smelling the inside of your shoes. Oh.
Well, at least he's happy.
All you get is the memory of smelling your own shoes after a very long day of walk and combat and all of that stuff where you sweated inside of them so much they were damp. But for your dog, oh man, for your dog, that's such a good smell. Dogs are special. All right. Well, in that case, you live through the memories of your dog for a little bit as he goes from dinner to your feet to your pits to your what's in your plate and then your face and and one day he remembers seeing a squirrel.
That's exciting.
Well, for him it is. Just this jittery creature just running around and keep trying to climb off of things. Then you hear in his mind that also reminds him of Tobiashi.
Am I just watching Jorg do all this?
Well,
or am I watching his dog do this?
You're watching him react to all of these things that are going through the minds of his dog.
He's just having the Ratatouille moment where he eats the grape and the cheese. Or wait, it's a strawberry, right? It's a strawberry.
Mixing with feet licking.
And now you know that your dog has just qualified Tobiyashi as a giant squirrel.
Well, after seeing all that happen, I'm gonna go up to the quest board, and I'm gonna see if there's any quest in Otanel. That's where we're going, right? Otanel. I have it in my notes. Yeah, Otanel.
That's a good idea.
From there, yeah, of course. Altanel is a major city. There are extremely wide variety of creature part that are needed for spells and potions and apparently there are people who are just doing the stores one after the other, asking whatever is needed and putting it all on the board.
Okay, but I mean like quests that are either needed to be done in Otano, not like getting parts that are like away from the city and then like bringing them back. I mean like any research in the city or any like guards work or any like someone needs to be protected for a certain amount of time.
Well, you know, there's always the bile of mutated sewer rat. Apparently, it's good for something. There is the webbing from a ethercarp. Apparently, there's been some disappearance, and some people are saying they saw giant spiders. So someone is hoping that there are ethercarps in there. So,
Jorg, it's time to. Why can't I think of the name of the book? Sherlock Holmes, this bitch.
Ooh. All right.
We have an investigation to do about spiders. Are you ready? We're gonna take this quest, me and you. Well, I mean, the other people could help us, but you know, audience can help us
if they want.
This is so generous.
Yeah, if they want
of you.
to, I think. Wait, what color is this? What color is this quest? Is it like a green? I got a light blue going on here.
Let me check.
Does it include Fisher also?
Fisher is having a heated debate with himself right now.
Yeah, but does difficulty rating, does it exclude Fisher if he's not coming?
Right now, whenever you look at this, it's the entire group.
Oh.
Alright, let's see what color it is.
I would place this at yellow.
You know, I think they'd want to help. It won't take too long. Yeah, we'll take it. We'll take it and tell them about it later when we get there.
Okay. Thought we weren't doing any more quests, but I guess they're all not even agreeing.
You know, if we just wake up and just like, hey guys, guess what?
I mean, if we're gonna be there already, you know.
Okay. I mean, I guess if we're gonna be there.
It's
already.
only a small quest, guys. Don't worry about it.
That's what we said that time with the like jellyfish, and then we all almost died.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I know.
I know.
I also don't know.
Well, that's because it wasn't a jellyfish, but
They were like plant-like jellyfish things. They had tentacles.
oh, the mushrooms.
Yeah.
Okay. No, that Tobiyashi would not know this quest. He was gone while that happened.
Nope. That was exactly. We said that was just a small quest, and then we all almost died.
And that was the first time you triggered a unsafe transport out of where you were.
Yep, we lost a couple weeks. I can't
Wait,
afford
really?
More than a
lose
couple weeks.
right
Hold
now.
on.
Wait. But this is gonna be in Otanel, so it shouldn't take. Don't worry about it.
No, of
It
course.
wasn't where we were. That took a long time. It was the fact that we had to. Never mind.
I mean, compared to like a standard flow of time, the quest took forever. But
Took you a
I
month.
mean, it's fine. Just click better this time, and we'll stay alive. We'll
it's better.
yeah,
Okay.
that's my one League of Legends reference for tonight.
So apparently there is you all volunteer for an investigation with spider things in Otanel. I guess
Yep.
next episode's gonna start with a combat.
We'll just do some light investigating first, see if it's something serious.
Yeah,
If not,
of course.
if it is, then we'll leave.
Of course, and if you don't get the
Our
combat,
audience could just say no and be like, "Go figure it out, guys. Have fun."
Alright, then it'll just be me and
Kobayashi and
Jorg
Jorg just go
trying
off
to
on
figure
that
it
quest by
out.
themselves.
because
It
if
was
you take
yellow for our entire party. I don't know if that would go well for them.
if you take too long, I might actually create a spider myself, and you'll have to fight that. So all right.
You're like, it's been 3 weeks. Where's Jorg and Toby at?
They missed
Audience
each other.
would
They just
be
totally
surprised.
forget about us during the whole battle.
It's probably gonna be like that. I probably just decided not to help the dragon fight by religion after all. I believe it.
Yeah, we're gonna start our own religion around spiders now. Once we get
I think
brainwashed.
just join the. I think there already is spider religions out there, but I don't.
Oh, I don't know, but there are swarm spider ranger. That's always interesting. So, with that interesting image, and Jorg and Tobiyashi looking at the board and saying, "Oh, of course we can do that. That's easy. It's yellow. It's not even red. I mean, it's gonna be fine." And we're
Yeah.
completely sure the rest of the group is gonna be on board with this. So.
At least Fisher, look at him. One burning tool.
All they need is a 60% majority.
Just as you're watching at Fisher, you hear him say, "Yes, I know. That doesn't mean never mind."
He agrees. We got this.
Oh goodness! You have a gnome watching you. You notice this from the corner of your eye. So, with Audience and Remy going to... Let's go back with Audience and Remy. Let's not give more time to Jorg and Tobiyashi to find more quests. See, I told you it wasn't a good
We're back.
idea to give
Our downtime
downtime.
is always hilarious.
So, we go back to Audience and Remy as they're walking toward Audience's personal quarter. You're almost nearly there when you start hearing something odd. It sounds like someone screaming. It's very far away. But it's an uninterrupted scream. It's not ah ah. No, it's like ah. But it's coming from very far away. But it's apparently coming your way because you're really hearing this.
Raimi is on high alert.
It's
Pulled out
just-
2 daggers.
I was like, we're in the garden, so I'm not that worried. But just gonna kind of step to the side of the path, and I mean, I guess I'm with Magna. I guess I'll roll a stealth roll.
Walking in the corridors with Magna.
Yeah. we're just gonna try and hide. I don't know. With a 16.
Okay. So you have a moment where you're trying to figure out where it's coming from, and then you finally look in the right direction, and you see this person. Actually, not a person. It's a headless person holding his head in his hands. And the head is still screaming, although it's not attached to the head. And it's just screaming and running in your direction. And when the closer it gets, the more you can actually see that there are holes in his body. There's part of the body missing. It's an undead. And it's just screaming and running in your direction. And the head keeps screaming. And eventually it starts going toward Remy more directly. Ah! And right in front of you, do you do something when it arrives in front of you?
Like, he stabs it with the bloodhound dagger, because fuck that.
The audience is pulling out his mace. He's like...
Alright, let's see who reacts first. Whatever is running, Remy and audience. Make an initiative roll for this.
That's a 19.
What is that? That'll be a 12.
Apparently, audience is the first one to go.
That's unfortunate. I didn't actually want to go first.
So how do you react to this?
I would probably step in front of Remy on Magna with the mace and be like, don't come any closer. I would ready in action to hit. I'd be like, if you come any closer to Remy, I'm going to have to destroy you. State your business.
Okay. His answer is, ah! And it throws his head toward Remy.
Well, I did ready in action to attack, so I guess I'll try and hit the head.
Okay. Go ahead.
I miss. I did actually expect him to throw his head. Nor has audience ever played baseball, apparently.
So, you do your best to swing, and disappointedly, you miss the head. So, Remy, you see the red head arriving in your direction, and it literally explodes. And then you're left there blinking. Because you heard the explosion, you felt the wind of the explosion, but you don't actually take any damage. And the creature's not there anymore. Audience, you just saw it fizzle out. And no longer there.
I swear to God. What are the gnomes doing this time?
I was gonna say that.
You hear... I just want to make sure of the name because I don't want to mess this up. Oh, okay. You hear a gnome just say, yes! And he arrives with a small orb in his hand. So tell me, do you think Demis is gonna be scared from this? The little shit stole something from me. I want to catch her when she gets out of her room.
I don't know. I'm gonna look at Remy. Is Remy scared?
It's so like a zombie-like creature throwing its head and then the head exploding.
Yeah, all the while screaming.
How does Remy look? Does he look like...
And he just has a very stunned look on his face, like he hasn't still fully processed the information.
Yeah, I think it'll work. Remy looks decently affected by it.
Yeah. Alright. Thanks for testing it out for me. I'm gonna wait for her when she comes out of her room. And you just see the gnome go away.
I'm gonna kind of like clap in front of Remy. Remy, you good? You okay?
Remy just like snaps back to consciousness and like looks around a bit, just like and kind of like tentatively nods his head.
In hindsight, you realize that you've just been the victim of an illusion, because nothing actually exploded. But it's a good damn illusion. The illusion was good enough to fool your passive perception and investigation.
Oh, as I said, never can be too sure with the gnomes. Oh well.
Remy makes a mental note for later.
Also, Remy, remember, gnomes don't like things stolen from them. I assume you haven't stolen anything from the gnomes, right? Apparently they have ways to get back.
Remy just responds in a woman's voice. Why on earth would I do that? In Kalina's voice.
Of course you would steal from them. Makes sense. Alright.
I think Remy's passive deception is higher than the audience's passive perception.
Yeah, I think so. I don't have very high passive perception.
Okay. Can we get this Remy audience fanfic going, or no? I'm kidding.
Do you not want an undead to be part of it? Screaming it now.
I mean,
I know what you want it, Toby. No.
Hey, if that's
Alright.
what you're into, there are a whole lot of
No judgments here, man.
there are a whole lot of zombie hunte out there. I'm sure you can find some.
Right, well, let's go into my room. Yeah.
You're not far away. You're like
Alright.
3 doors away.
We'll finish going into my room.
You don't have any more problems while going there. The door of your room is completely empty as always. You open it just by touching it. You enter. You let Remy enter in. It closes. There's a small bag on your desk.
Audience will check it.
There's 5 gold in it.
5?
Yeah.
Okay.
You have multiple things giving you money. Some are very small. Some give you a lot.
Okay, I guess I'll take the 5 gold. Sweet. That's a very small bag. You weren't kidding. That was like... I'll be like, oh, cool. My businesses are bearing fruit. I have no idea which one, but one of them. Alright. I assume, Remy, you identified some of the potions since I gave them to you.
Remy nods.
Anything good in there?
Remy nods and he's gonna do his best here.
Alright.
I guess like Remy will pull out 1 potion. And he's going to minor illusion audience in his most heroic pose.
Do I have that spell?
I believe it's part of the spells you can
but it's
learn,
probably
but I
list.
don't know if you
No, I
have
don't-
Just
it.
remember
I
that
don't have
the-
it, but
Just remember that the potion of heroism is a misnomer. It
Yeah.
does not do what the
I know, it doesn't do what the spell does. Yeah, I'd give it to me with the 15. I would read it to 15. Yeah. All right. Audience will be like, potion of heroism. Very nice.
It tells a lot about audience's ego.
Yep. Not surprised I got that one. That's a cool potion. I don't know if would that be best suited for. Not that. Sorry.
So
do it
Remy,
again. It's in. I mean, I think that would be helpful for anyone in our party, honestly. I'll take it back if you want, or if you want to keep it or give it to someone else you think would be better. That's fine. I think that would be helpful for any member of the party.
Remy looks at the potion, looks at the audience, looks at the potion. Very, very limited perspective, just like pushes the potion in the audience's direction.
Alright. Audience will take the potion of heroism, I guess. I'll use it. It's a good potion.
Sometimes you just have to roll with the Kenku line of thinking. But
That's okay.
but Raimi then produces two of the potions and pointing to one and then the other, he minor illusions a shield and fire, points to the other one and shield. I guess the image there would be Hydra.
Okay, audience would get that. That one's pretty easy, actually. So they're like potions of resistance to poison and fire. Yeah, I think those can go to somebody else, because I already have my item with its gems allows me to become resistant to different types of elemental damage. So that'd probably be more useful for somebody else. So either you can keep them, or if you have someone else you want to give those to, I think that'd be good.
Maybe I'll just stick those back in his bag for now. I imagine this is kind of a performance that Raimi would have seen before, but he'll pull out one potion and he'll minor illusion a fire eater mid-performance.
I'm gonna roll intelligence on that one, because there's a couple things that would be intelligence. That just isn't. It's just up the base. Okay. Ooh, audience is struggling with that one. Let's see. So, audience will give a couple things. It's like, I'm either for that one, Remy, getting that you can either, it's like an absorb elements, like you could absorb it. I know it's fire related. I'm not exactly sure. I'm not exactly sure what it is. Like, is he trying to absorb the fire? Like, what is he doing?
Raimi will then minor illusion audience mid dragon breath.
All right, that helps. I'm gonna roll again with advantage. Yeah, no, that'll do right there. 18. 18's good enough. Okay. Yeah. Oh. So it's breathing fire. They're breathing fire.
Maybe not.
That's cool. I mean, again, I already have a breath weapon. So that could
like
be.
I could already do that.
I mean, I can already do that. So
It's just not very impressive, but I can already do that.
I mean, I can already do that. So, yeah, so I don't know. That might be, again, more useful for somebody else. I mean, maybe it'd be cool for you, because, like, in the fight, I could, like, introduce you as a member of the religion, and then you could also show that you could breathe fire. Could be kind of like a cool thing, like be all dragonish. You could be more like the dragons.
Raimi's eyes are just sparkling.
So
You hear
Yeah.
maybe even hear like a light squeak.
light squeak. Yes, I think you should hang on to that one. I think that'd be cool for you.
And then Raimi pulls out one last one, and
Funny enough, we've
That-
actually fought
that's
an enemy
ironically that one's
used
actually
this
the toughest.
potion. Yeah, we have fought an enemy that used this potion, but if it's the one...
I guess he would like minor illusion the shield, but then he would start minor illusioning a lot of other objects, like an arrow, a sword, fire, a
No, I
lightning
would
bolt.
get that because you already showed the shield. So this potion gives you resistance to like everything.
Raimi
That's-
nods.
That's cool. Yeah, I would take that one. That one actually could be useful, especially if it's to some physical things like weapons. Since often I feel like I'm in the four of the battle.
Raimi slides the potion over to him.
That is a potion of
Invulnerability.
nice. These are all getting popped at the next large.
You know, when you're gonna fight your duel against your enemy, just take the invulnerability potion. Ha! Easy
Oh.
win.
Potion of Heroism gives me an hour. I can use that for the entire event. Yeah. All right. That's it with the potions. Well, was there anything else you wanted to talk about, Remy, or check out while we're here?
Raimi opens his beak and says like, "So well, show me the goods."
The well? Wait. What?
Raimi minor illusions the gem that he gave you.
Oh, okay. Audience will pull out the gem and be like, "Yeah, I've been having." I don't know if I told you, but I did kind of figure out like, I mean, I got into a state when I was meditating with Toby that I could like. It felt like there was something like I was like inside a fog and almost like I could create something, but I didn't have the necessary components to create something. That's what I've kind of figured out about it.
Raimi minor illusions the handful of stones that you found.
Oh, interesting. Are you saying I can use like shard things to create stuff in it? Like a magical component?
Raimi nods and then says in a woman's voice, "Want me to show you?"
Sure. I don't know how that'll work because I don't know how I can watch it, but go ahead. I'll pass him the stone.
So then,
And I'll pass him one of the shards, I guess. The one of the
So one of the
like one of the, I believe it was a pebble.
yeah, pebbles.
Okay.
Pebbles.
So
So,
Go.
like basically, like Raimi takes both of them in hand, and it's just like, keep your eyes on me, big boy.
Okay.
Goes
And
behind
make
him.
sure to very deliberately do the necessary actions for the 1 hour ritual, so that the audience knows what he has to do.
so you watch a very elaborate meditation ceremony. No, it's like watching someone do origami. It's long, boring, but kind of interesting. once it's over.
Audience will pay attention. He kind of feels like he's back when his master was explaining some more of like the important religious or magic stuff along with his religion, and he kind of was like, this isn't as fun as when I just got into the trading yard and hit people. But he also knew he should pay attention because it was important. So
Okay.
still pay
So,
attention.
with pebbles, you have several choice, Remy, because as you're... Are you completing the ritual? So are you putting the first pieces into existence, into this world, or are you just doing this and stopping at last minute?
I feel like because Raimi's understanding of audience that if there isn't a visual result,
Okay.
it's like there may not be full understanding of what happened.
Okay.
That's a fair assumption.
So you take one pebble?
Yeah, he's gonna take one pebble just to
I had 7,
then-
so I'm now down to 6.
and then leave it up to audience of whether he wants to do more at a later point.
Okay. So you have several choice because you are only using one piece of the petrified shard and nothing else. This can manifest in 2 different ways. It's either going to be a very small piece of land lost in what would be qualified as mist, but not actually mist. It's just nothingness that feels like a cloud. So it's basically a very small island, probably enough for someone to build a house there and maybe have a garden, but not that much bigger. Or it can simply be a piece of rock floating in space, like the beginning of a moon or a ring of debris around the planet, but not the planet itself. There's just not enough earthly matter to create a full world. And if you have ideas that are inside of this range, I'm open to it.
I think I think you go with with something that is a bit more demonstrative like that. So I think it now if it could potentially be like a floating electrified rock just to actually get audience's attention rather than just ooh, it's a rock.
Well, the deep shard does have the ability to create plasma. You'd have to focus on something very specific. Technically, you could crush the pebble and have it become dust. What would be created would be even smaller, but then every dust dose could be used to recreate something from the deep shard. So, as something acid, something electric, and something stone. But it would be very small. If it's a place where you can be, it would definitely be like the size of a small house with a balcony, with a large balcony. what could be land, but just for the size reference in your mind. And the rest would be covered in this mist. But you could easily, using the lightning, create the feel of a storm inside of this. There wouldn't be visible lightning, but there would be small flashes and probably just this in the distance.
Oh yeah, no, I think that would be enough for demonstrative purposes.
Okay. And of course, you could easily create a small pool of acid mercury thing somewhere in there. Could give the impression of everything that you have.
Just immediately start making my world incredibly deadly.
Well, I think Rami, like based on his identify, knows that this is a small part of the land. So it's like this is just like the one place where nobody goes.
So before starting this, you do see Remy take the moment to crush the stone and divide it in 3 little bundles and start meditating on this. And as the meditation comes to a close in the last few minutes, you do see all of the dust starting to lift off and then suddenly just dematerialize, and the orb does seem to have a very gentle, very light glow to it. And then, Remy, however, you do see this appearing from your perspective. Within the nothingness of this world, you see color appearing. A odd, foggy color. And then you see bits and pieces of stone just revolving around one another and then slowly starting to coalesce together, making a bit of a landmass. Suddenly you see a few of those stone becoming boulders and erecting themselves and falling slightly out of place on one another, creating a very primitive shelter. Then as you start focusing on the lightning property of this, you start seeing in the background just these faint element of light, as if sparks were appearing so far away that you can't see where they're from, but you can see their flashes. And then finally, this last bit of rock starts growing, and then you see this little bit of silvery acid that starts pooling on top of it, and then starts falling to the ground, pooling a little bit, and then rolling off the side of the rock where it is, creating a incredibly deadly but kind of beautiful fountain. The size of this is probably no more than 25 feet in diameter. So it's really just the stone formation, a little fountain, enough room to walk and explore a little bit, and these flashes of light. And that is what this quantity of material gives you.
Alright.
So you come out of it, and then audience. Well, I would imagine Remy would give audience the orb to see.
Yeah.
Do I also have to take an hour to see it, or do I have to?
It's a full meditation. You're essentially you're pushing your soul inside of this pocket universe. It's not going to feel an hour for you. It's going to feel an hour for those watching you, but I don't think Remy minds looking at you for an hour.
Audience will take that hour then, and he'll go in, and then he'll check it out. Seems pretty cool.
It's
He
not.
debates whether he should touch the acid to see if he can be damaged inside of here.
You realize that you're not completely corporeal. You can move simply by thinking about it. You don't need to be standing on the ground. But you can if you want to. And you can become fully corporeal if you want to.
I don't want to become fully corporeal. But in my incorporeal state, I will reach out my hand to touch the acid to see if it has any effect. But I don't.
In this incorporeal form, no. But you do recognize quite easily this would be dangerous. You would hurt yourself. And also, where is it coming from? It's dripping off of the side of this tiny island, but anyway, it seems to be generating it.
Alright. Audience will pop back out, I guess. Until you're like, wow, that's really cool. So you could really build like an entire world in there, basically, however you wanted. I mean, if you had enough shard fragments.
Raimi nods, pauses, and says in a woman's voice, "Now, Raimi, this is very important."
Yes.
As he minor illusions, like, first, like, the image of a shard that you have both seen before, and then minor illusions of forest.
Shard we'll both see. Oh, so the forest shard? Oh, you mean there has to be like you have to make it livable. Is that what you mean? Or
Raimi shakes his head, like minor illusions, the shard, then the forest, and then imitates the crying of a baby.
The audience finds it struggling. Crying of a baby. Do you mean that there can be life, or there wasn't
Raimi nods.
before you? Okay. Oh, you can create life. Okay.
But then
That's-
Raimi minor illusions the shard again, and then minor illusions the forest.
Oh, but you got to make it livable before you create life.
Raimi shakes his head.
You need.
Raimi and minor illusions the shard and pointedly points at the illusion of the shard.
What's the illusion of the shard? No. Audience, I mean, I'll roll. But audience is not. He's struggling. What's that intelligence again? Oh, no. Audience is actually doing a pretty good job. Audience rolled a 17.
He has this moment of, oh, I think I know what you mean. So, when someone says this, what would you think they would understand from what is Remy trying to say?
It's like, I should hope that all of the pieces come together that in order for life to exist, he first needs to acquire a shard of the wilderness or shard of the forest.
Okay. So audience was kind of close. What he needed, like, okay. Shard of, yeah, the forest.
You gotta put things in order for them to be there.
Yes. All right.
I just need to, like, because that was a very pointed detail in the item description. Just like, wait, audience should know this before.
Now, what would be the shard for dragons?
That would be complex life form. You'd probably need to mix several shards together. But
Is there like a to-do guide, or is there like a how-to guide that goes along with this
actually,
show?
no, that would be more like an interesting quest to undertake for audience. What are the different shards? How can you mix them? What elements can you find? Because you've heard what the shards are, at least once in your life, some elements do not have a distinct shard. You never remember hearing anything about water shard.
Audience needs to go find someone who's deeply knowledgeable about shards and all the elements and
Well,
how they can
usually
combine.
arcane users.
Yep, but I don't like arcane users. I guess I'll have to go talk to one now.
Well, there's
Die.
one arcane user that you actually like.
Yes,
It's
that is true.
just that you never managed to succeed a persuasion roll with her, so now she doubts everything you say. But still.
She doesn't doubt everything I say.
Well, she researches everything you tell her that she should believe.
This time I would be telling her she should believe something. This time I'd just be like, "What do you know?" And then she'd make me some weird offer. Well, I could tell you, but first you have to. Maybe I'll go find a different arcane music. I'm sure there are a lot.
Well, yeah. Well, within the garden itself, let's see. Who have you met inside the garden, which might fit the bill? There's Darkahane, who sort of has a weird monk sorcerer vibe to it. One of the Dragonborns.
Monk sorcerer. What?
So he's the one that transformed into a dragon and then killed a whole bunch of people.
Don't
Might actually be a good person to talk to about what elements could create into a dragon. He seems to know a lot about that.
Of course, Temptress. Well, bards sometimes know a lot, but you don't know a whole lot about the bards inside of here.
Just send another request to the Silver Bard. Can you start researching shard combos with me as well?
It's your time if you want to. Of course, you can do that. You can start doing that research. You've heard of one. You've never actually met her, but she was the one that gave you the possibility to have a contact with a diviner. Although, from what you have heard, it's possibly a dark elf diviner. But herself, the person inside of the garden, is also a magic user. Don't know what kind, but she's also a magic user.
Did I ever find out where to find her? I don't remember.
Well, you've heard her name said several times. Danirsa.
Did I add her to my notes?
You never talked to her. You've just heard her name.
I know. I was just wondering because if I've heard her name, I would have still added her to my notes.
Okay.
I wouldn't have added any description of her, but I would have added her to my notes.
There is the elven wizard that you have included into your note. But again, I think you've talked to him only once. Artificer, cleric. Well, there is always Sarn. He seems to know a whole lot about parallel universe and different layers of reality, and Jorg seemed to be very impressed when he said that he was from the Glaive, which apparently is a sort of demiplane, but you don't know any more details about this.
Mm-hmm. You might be a good person to talk to about the Force Shard.
And
obviously there are a lot of people I can talk to.
Yeah. And of course, there is always Theag, who knows a whole lot about anything that's related to faith. And she comes from another world. So
yeah. I assume she'd probably just know the most. It'd be more, what would she tell me?
Yeah. That's probably the that you'd have to think the most about.
What would she tell me, though? Alright, I'll put that on the back burner for now, though. But that's cool.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you for showing me, Remy. I appreciate it.
Audience, you feel a kind of satisfaction inside of you. As if some pressure that was being applied on your mind has just been lifted.
Interesting. Audience will make a mental note again that there was potentially something that wanted him to figure out how to use the gem. Doesn't know if that's a good or bad thing, but
Or just remember that that you became very satisfied once you let Raimi touch your jewels.
Well, I was waiting until they left the room, but, you did exchange fluids with the potions.
that's true. All right.
It's just not in the way that
Anything-
Jorgen Tobiashi wanted, but still.
Anything else, Remy? Or I think we have to. We're gonna head out to Othanel tomorrow. So, but anything else you want to discuss before we go? You ready? You excited for the upcoming event?
Raimi nods fervently, and then remembers a detail. Because unless I'm misremembering, like there were rumors of undead being involved.
Yeah.
Raimi reaches into his bag and pulls out 3 cloths.
Claws.
Oh, that's been a
What
while.
type of claws?
And oddly enough, Raimi got a very specific and very useful thing to do, as Raimi is going to minor illusion a match, points to one of the claws, and then minor illusions an undead screaming that they just met about a couple hours ago.
Oh.
Just as
Is it
the
like a
just at the
turn-
moment
is
of
it like
impact.
let's see. Is it like a turn undead cloth or something that
Raimi
works
nods.
against undead? Okay.
Raimi nods, and then minor illusions a match.
Oh, that's cool. That could definitely be useful.
So if you
should
need to add that to your inventory, they're literally called Cloth of Undead Turning.
They're already in
I mean-
D&D Beyond. They've been there for a
Yeah.
long time.
I honestly already have a mace that is really good against undead. You might want to.
It's more remembering that it's AoE, and
Fair. I mean, I'm just saying. I'm already gonna have a lot of actions that I want to be doing. It might be more
above
useful to
table,
give-
Raimi has 12. He can afford to give you 3.
I can afford to. Got it. You're not giving me all of them. All right. I will look. I will add 3 claws of undead. I guess I'm even better against undead now.
Just in case you get swarmed, and just maybe make some of them go away. Because if you look on the D&D Beyond page, it also has destroy undead properties after 5th level. So
Fair enough.
so for lowered undead, it's you could try to hit one with a mace, or you could just knock out a bunch of them if they're all low enough.
You remember, you seen the movie with Keanu Reeves, Constantine?
I don't know who that was directed at.
Audience. Have you seen the movie Constantine with Keanu Reeves?
No.
No? Oh, too bad. Because there's one point where he uses something that would have given you a very good visual.
Is it the tattoo arm scene?
No, it's when he tries to explain to the detective that hell and Lucifer actually exist, and because she's being pursued by the demons. Right when all of the lights are going out, he goes toward a window where there is a Virgin Mary, I believe. And then he takes a cloth and just as the light goes out, burns it, and it starts shining bright light everywhere, and you see all the demons just burning. And then the ring comes back. That would give something very similar to that.
All right. Anything else from me?
So, Raimi shakes his head and makes a rainbow.
Oh. Well, you know what? So I'm going to tell you a secret. Don't tell the rest of the party, because they're going to be mad at me. You also might be a little bit mad at me, but I had a reason of why I did it. But don't tell the rest of the party this. So, when you guys were hanging out today, why I actually went to the Capitol is because, as you know, this is our big event to try and make our religion seem, viable. And I thought to myself, well, what better way to do that than to defeat the rival of my religion in front of a large crowd? So I may have sent a letter to the Blue Dragon, who's my rival, to come face me during the event. Now, hopefully, I did pay extra so only she would get it. And hopefully she doesn't come with a lot of members of the Hunter cult in tow. But I'm just letting you know so you're kind of to be aware of the situation. Again, don't tell the rest of the party. They they'll find out when they find out. It'll be okay. But
Raimi just has a dumbfounded look on his face. And then responds in a gruff voice. Did you check your pockets, Raimi?
I mean, I checked my pockets. Everything is still there.
Raimi looks a bit relieved.
Yeah. No, the guy seemed pretty honorable. He was, I've been interested if you two met. He definitely was like a very high level, I mean, not a very high level, but definitely a decently high level mercenary or assassin. But he said he had like a code of honor. He smelled of the, what was the shard he smelled of again? The deep shard?
Yeah.
Yeah, he smelled of the deep shard. Definitely also smelled like he just came from murdering, a few people. Definitely a dangerous air about him, but, He said he was going to be there at the event too, so maybe you'll meet him. Seems like a interesting guy. Definitely someone with a lot of connections to the underworld.
Remy, you know that the Deep Shard, because of your arcane knowledge, you know that the Deep Shard is the shard where... Well... anything that has to do with psychic abilities, that's where the ability comes from. But also fear, creature that attacks you from the dark. There's a whole lot of, the underworld. The best description you'd have from the underworld is that shard.
Raimi blinking about the implications of that. and asks in another, like, a kind of like gruff voice, like, got a pseudonym?
Got a pseudonym? I don't know what you mean by that, Remy.
Raimi pauses, like, trying to figure out if he can't even explain the concept of a pseudonym.
You might have to phrase that in a different way if you know.
I think you'll just like switch to like I think you'll just like switch to the more common thing, like, what's your name?
I didn't get a name.
It's like, so I guess Raimi like nods in understanding, but also in the back of his head, like, that's dangerous.
He knew who I was, though.
Raimi's feathers fluff at that. It's like,
But I mean, he didn't seem that worried about. I mean, he seemed like it might be a little difficult, but he also seemed like someone who was capable of literally infiltrating or having connections inside the hunter cult that he could get a letter within, a week's time. So definitely someone with connections.
Raimi blinks and opens up with a child's voice. Daddy, can I come with next time?
Yeah. Sure, I can bring you along next time. I was actually going to ask you to come along next time anyway. It was very confusing. He kept speaking very contractually, and it was just. I realized that underworld negotiations aren't really my thing, so I feel like you might be better at that. I was very confused. He was offering like different amounts of money for different things and favors, and I just was trying to pay him. I was very confused. I was trying to pay him to like get an enemy to come fight me, and he seemed to be like asking for all this side stuff and other stuff, and it was very confusing for me.
Raimi resists the urge to face palm in the middle of your explanation. And just nods in understanding.
Looking at his palm.
So yeah, definitely would be helpful to have you along next time. But yeah, so just letting you know, potential that my rival might be there who I'd have to fight, which wouldn't be a big deal. Just something cool to add to it, or potentially also the potential that half of the Hunter cult might be there to attack all of us, which would be more unfortunate, but risks have to be taken.
So Raimi nods and then responds in your voice, "For the dragon."
For the dragon, exactly. But this is again why we don't want to tell the rest of the party, because I don't think they'd look as fondly on that explanation.
Raimi just like lines a talon across the edge of his beak, which it kind of imitates the sound of buttons.
Yeah,
This is the closest he can get because there aren't zippers in this
I think
time
Fisher
period.
would somewhat get it for an honor sense, although he'd be annoyed that we didn't consult him first. I think Jorg would probably go off about me somehow like threatening. Jorg and Tony probably somehow go about me like endangering their lives over a sense of honor or pride for myself. But that's just kind of who they are.
Just gotta teach him a lesson.
Someone speaking to me? No, speaking for him? No.
For some reason,
Am I wrong?
For some reason, Tobiyashi, it feels like someone's talking about you indirectly.
Sneeze. You just sneeze.
Oh, jeez. Oh. Oh.
And
All my allergies are coming back.
You think it's related to someone that you feel annoyed to because you sneezed just as you were taking a drink, so it just.
Oh, the foam went up my nose.
George, you also get the sense that someone might be talking shit about you. But
You receive the wisdom of the ancients.
Okay. Intriguing.
So now at least Remy knows, so he can also be on the lookout for it.
Honestly, now he has to keep an eye out for assassins, honestly, in addition to anything else.
I feel
That's why I
like
told Remy.
I feel like you needed to tell someone.
Well, audience wasn't going to notice if anything was off, and he trusts Remy the most to notice if, like half the audience is actually a member of the Hunter cult. Suddenly.
Like at the end of the tournament, like you win it, but then like half the audience stands up and removes their cloaks.
Yeah. Don't need.
Roll initiative.
Let's just say that
Oh,
this
God.
event started so simple, and I've had to redo it 3 times so far. So
All right, let's see how many more times I can make him redo it before the 7th.
Well, to be fair, one of those at least is Fisher.
Yeah, one of those.
oh yeah, 2 of those are Fisher actually. Every time he took a potion, something else was gonna happen.
So all I hear is we need to just, as long as we just go and take more potions, we can keep editing the event.
Well, so long as you take potion at least 1 session before we start, yes, I can edit the event.
No,
If you
I don't want to edit.
if you take one before it starts, it's gonna be something else.
I don't think the edits are beneficial, so I'm gonna skip it.
Yeah, usually
Who
it's
said? Who said?
well, it's like
Who
they
said?
say. This is why we can't have nice things. All right. Well, on that lovely note, and apparently there's someone in chat who wants to give a dare. I don't know if it's dare me or dare all of you, but hey.
I'll DM them. Don't worry. I'll take one for the team.
But hey, if you're still there, Girl Green Ninja, while we go on break, give your dare. But okay. Interesting. A good moment to fade to black for the break. And I believe audience needs to leave because
That is it for audience. Audience is going to sleep.
I'll miss you, audience.
he has an early morning tomorrow, so don't worry.
He also starts running into a wall.
The beneficial thing for this for you guys is when you tell us all about the quest, I can't say no to it.
Exactly. I mean,
Mm.
Honestly, I'm
Audience
just glad I was
directly
able to
agreed to the
fit
quest.
in the shard thing, because that was like on my list of things to make sure that happened.
No, that was actually why I showed up. I knew you had some out of, and I wanted to show up for the first, so we could do some of those things and get that set up. Yeah. All right,
All right.
I gotta get up in like 5 hours, so I'm gonna go.
Ooh.
Well, yeah, no, that's actually a good idea that you go to bed right now if it's in 5 hours. So, we'll see you next episode.
Yes.
Hopefully for maybe the beginning of the event or
Apparently
fight.
now the quest.
Apparently a quest to fight Ettercarps.
Hey, maybe you can get us to level 8 though now. 'cause we're
As
pretty
opposed
close.
to Eder fats and Eder
exactly.
proteins.
Or
Get to
we
level
could
8
not.
before we get
What
into the before we get into the the event.
I'll consider it. But you have to know that if you level up, I might actually just make the whole thing slightly harder also. So-
Make a bet at the event again. We're
All right, so let's go to the break and let audience sleep a little bit before he makes everything too hard for the group. So, all right. So as I keep saying, no one said anything in chat, so it's gonna be the marsh ambiance
March.
as we go to this break. And
Marsh,
so
marsh,
we'll be
marsh.
back in 15 minutes. See you now, and good night, audience.
Good night.
Good night.
This.
All right. I will.
Hello, welcome back. Don't worry, Tobiash is supposed to be back. He hasn't left. At least he didn't tell me he was leaving. If he did,
Welcome to the Jorg and Rami stream. The 2 party members with the most rapport.
Oh yeah.
yes, and it's going to be such an eloquent conversation. I can feel it right now.
Mm-hmm. What should we talk about?
I don't know. All right. Well, apparently, audience decides to stay in his room, and Remy decides to leave audience's room. Now,
I don't know about the rest of you all, but Remy feels very satisfied after leaving the audience's room.
you see Remy arriving in the tavern, and he looks. I mean, you've never seen him look this pleased before. But to be fair, it's been 2 hours. So probably 2 hours and a half. So you'd all be entitled to have decided to go to bed because it's probably starting to be close to that point. Let's see. There was the combat in the morning, then the traveling to the other side of the garden, then going up, and so probably noon, 1, 2, 3. No, actually, it's probably about time to time for last meal. So there's a lot of people that are starting to arrive in the tavern. Gnomes, dwarves, adventurers. Some gnome looking at you, Tobiyashi, when they arrive, and just... Hey! That was awesome!
Yeah, really cool, guys. Really cool. I go to my room and go to sleep.
Skip dinner. I don't want to be here.
You guys should put NSFW stickers on your potions.
Did you actually say this to a gnome?
No. But I will say something along those lines, like, you guys should be more careful with the potions you give out, or give some warning.
The gnome looks really confused when you say this.
What? Or I guess you didn't specifically give out the potion.
It's like you just found the gnome that makes buttons. That's the first thing about potions.
Well, I mean, if I understand correctly, the person giving out the potions tells you that they can't be identified. So result may vary wildly. What part of this is not a
I
warning?
guess that was a warning, but people exploding. I guess you knew he wasn't gonna die. It just kind of looked like he died.
You know what? Raimi, for illustrative purposes, reaches into his bag and pulls out something that I guess I technically gave the name of, but that's because I liked it. The Tome of Content Warning.
Oh, so you want that, but for the potions.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, it's a bit bothersome, and having to carry that around is going to be even worse. And I'm not sure that everyone will actually want to keep... No, but a lot of people might not actually have the patience to test out those potions if we start handing out those.
Yes, that is the point.
How about this? We'll send you a disclaimer, and that's about it.
I don't need the disclaimer. I'm not going to drink any of your potions.
Then why are you arguing?
I don't want to see people explode anymore.
Are you saying that that was not an amazing show?
It was a disturbing show. I guess technically, by definition, it was amazing, as in I was amazed.
So it was a good show. The show did its job. It was actually what was intended.
I wouldn't say it was a good show. It was exciting, I will say that. And probably therapy inducing.
Don't worry. Look, he's fine.
He just went to his room with no dinner.
I'm sure it has nothing to do with us.
He's also getting compensated by the gnome who gives out potions.
Really?
Yeah. Well,
Well, in that case, if he's getting compensated and he's okay and you're okay, why are we still talking about this?
you're assuming we're okay. But
You're
I
not
go to sleep
okay.
at night and I see that image in my head of just guts everywhere.
Do you want us to wipe it?
No.
Then
can
you
do
want to
that?
keep it. So what's the problem?
You can do that.
I want it wiped, because then I'll go back to drinking your potions.
So you want to drink the
That's his
potion.
first concern.
No, but if you wipe my memory, then I won't have a good reason to not drink your potions, because all I've gotten from it was getting covered in moss, which I'm already do that. I did smell bad though. People didn't like that.
See, it's not so bad.
Some potions aren't so bad.
You didn't start pooping out mushrooms, so
Was I supposed to?
I don't know, but I've heard someone did.
Were they psychoactive?
I'm not gonna eat a poop mushroom.
That's where you draw the line?
No, I want to be able to catalog what the poop mushroom does. I'll give them to you
Oh,
and
so you're
watch
gonna
you
make
do
someone
it.
else eat it. Yeah, that makes sense. I understand now.
How can I catalog things if I start hallucinating them? You know, it's not gonna be an accurate one.
Catalog the hallucination.
So
To see what happens when you're high and you're cataloging.
So let me get this straight. It was an interesting show. It was memorable. It was exciting, but it was not good. You want to have a large disclaimer, but you're not going to take any more of those potions, so you don't need a disclaimer.
No, I want people to have a large disclaimer. I want the
So you
general
want to
public
punish
to
other
not be
people.
subjected to
Okay,
that.
okay.
No, I want to punish the gnome.
So now you have something against us. That's
Not the
interesting.
gnome, specifically the potion gnome, not you, although you are defending him.
No, I'm defending gnomes.
All
You know,
gnome
suddenly
kind.
there's just like this invisible force
no.
that's trying to cover Jorg's
I just start muffled talking for some reason I can't understand.
Like for 5 minutes, you just like.
So you have the gnome. Ah, well, that explains a lot. Turns toward you, Remy. He's just a complainer. I'll have to make sure everyone gets the message. All right, good conversation. I was gonna say see you later, but apparently not because you don't like gnomes.
I don't like
Bye.
the psychological. Okay, whatever.
You hear a dwarf behind you.
Raimi, Raimi, hoping that he just avoided an interracial feud.
You hear a dwarf behind you. You recognize sort of the how a shopkeeper would be dressed. You walk right into that one. And he goes away with its drink.
Jordan's gonna buy
I'm
a drink
sleeping.
with his dinner.
Seriously, the drink is blue colored.
Oh no.
It's actually Todd's pee.
All right. So as far as what you all do, Tobiyashi goes to bed early. Is that it? Now there are
And
important.
meditate for a while.
There are important
Try to
questions
dream.
concerning Tobiyashi now. Do you
Yeah.
go to your room? Do you go to the arboretum?
I go to my room because I'm done getting test subject done.
Okay.
I also still have that mug that audience never took back.
I'm pretty sure he took it back. I think he only gave you one sip.
No. I thought he handed it to me.
No, I believe he let you drink the content of it, but I'm pretty sure he wouldn't have just let you leave. But yeah, okay.
Well, yeah.
It's not going to auto-refill unless you're attuned to it.
No, I know. I'm gonna use it for something later, so I don't have to use the restroom. Like, no.
Okay.
But no, I
you
just go
learn
to
so
sleep.
much more
That's
about
it.
Tobiyashi with every session.
No, there's nothing to know about Tobiyashi anymore. He's become a broken man.
And most of it is because of the gnomes. But at least look at the evolution. Tobiyashi went from contemplating existential dread to everlasting
it.
exasperation. It's an improvement. Tobiyashi started forgetting about the months of torture he went through.
Now he's worried about the torture he's living through now.
I'm like, did I need to get off that island? Why am I here anymore? Why did I even join these guys?
That hunter cult wasn't so bad after all.
You know what? I think I like being tortured by that guy over and over again. You know,
Getting hunted.
what's her face? Yeah. At least back in those
Great
days, I knew
benefits.
I had a schedule. I got fed. I got to hallucinate. You know, there was like a repetitive track going there. I knew what was gonna happen next. Here, I don't know if I'm gonna get exploded the next day. I don't know what I'm gonna die from a gnome.
Well, you're forced to admit that so far there is no recorded death among the adventurers because of the gnomes. So there's at least that.
That's good. Am I gonna be the first? No.
Who knows?
No recorded deaths.
It said recorded, yeah. Recorded this.
So, well, you go to your room, slightly exasperated by the day. You're still remembering how it feels like to be blown up, the pain of your body being reconstructed, and not being able to scream because there's no air in your lung. And yeah, of course, it's distressing to not be able to breathe, and it felt like you were stuck, incapable of breathing for so long, you should have died. But in all honesty, it was just 12 seconds. So, but still.
That's good.
You've been winded harder than this.
Exactly. Yeah.
Not winded because of an explosion, but winded.
Yeah, I've never been exploded before, but yeah, I know what you mean.
So
I go to lay down, feeling my stomach. I'm like, oh.
well,
I still feel full.
Just as you arrive in front of your quarters, you do notice a gnome on 4 legs wiping the base of your door.
Hey,
What?
what are you doing? What? Why? I didn't hire you to clean.
Oh, if you want to put it back where it is, he just starts. He takes out a rag and he. Oh damn! Why can I remember? How is it called?
He wrings it out. Ring.
Yeah, when you
Rings
remove
it?
the water inside of a rag.
Yeah. When you're just like,
Yeah, I don't remember the word.
I think it's
Yeah,
ring.
you ring it out.
Okay.
You ring it out.
So
Yeah.
you just see him starting wringing it out, and all of the liquid that starts falling on the floor, and oh man,
Wait,
that liquid smells so bad.
What is that? What? Okay. First off, why? What is it?
Let's pee. I was cleaning the base of your door, but you say you want it, so that's okay.
Why is there pee there?
We have a small kobold problem.
Oh wait. I don't know if I was there for that. Was I there when he went to go pick up? No, I wasn't there. Well, I mean, since you already had it picked up, you didn't have to ring it back out. Okay, you know what?
said leave it as it is. That's what I did. You gotta
I
be
didn't hire you to
specific.
clean. I never said not put. Okay, you know what? Just leave.
See, you're doing
had a
it
long
again.
day.
So what am I supposed to do? Clean it or leave it?
No, leave. No, go. Leave it.
All
Leave
right,
it. You leave.
Do it yourself. She leaves.
I open my door and just walk over it. Like tippy toes walk over it. Close the door. And I meditate for a little while. Think about what just happened. About everything. And then think about all the stuff that I'm going to have to tell my master next time I see him.
My life has gotten so weird.
And then, like, right before it cuts off of my thing, it's like everybody hates Chris, but it's Tobiyashi instead. And then it's like it just blacks out. No, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, I just meditate, think about how full I am all the time now. Do I still feel full?
Well, it does feel strange. I mean, you sort of feel like you have half a meal inside of your stomach at all time, but you're still hungry. It's just that today you haven't been able to eat a full meal in a single sitting. You've had to eat a little bit, then wait, then eat, then wait, then eat, then wait.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it's better tomorrow. Probably I could just sleep it off, you know? Yeah. Wait. So, okay, in my notes, it says... Because I forgot that I had different notes on D&D Beyond. On D&D Beyond.
Yes, I was looking at your character. I did notice that you have notes in every single different page. So...
I'm looking for the... Is it back? Are they even in here? Okay, well, the notes that I was looking at was it said that I, or was it description? It was descript. It was not description. Yeah, somewhere it says that I believe in the faith of light.
Okay.
I forgot that I even had a faith.
Well,
Oh yeah, I
the
believe
way
in the faith of light. The Outgo Monastery does, and that's what I was taught, I
yeah.
guess.
Well, the fate of light is essentially the good aspect of the alignment. So you're someone who puts more into the good of things before anything else. So whatever your alignment is, if you're neutral good, you are always going to favor the good side of the neutral good in your alignment. As far as the faith of good, it's all gods who do the same, who favor good before anything else.
Well, I guess I'll just start praying. I don't know who I'm praying to. Just like I'll just be like, oh yeah, I
Well,
don't know,
as you're
God of
wondering
light.
who you could pray to, you are faced with the symbol of the God that is everywhere in this place.
But is he a God of good? Okay, let's see. You know what? I'll just do it. Say fuck it. Um,
Well, he is the god of unsung heroes. So he's at least good, but does he favor good? You don't know. But he's at
yeah,
least good. Something good.
yeah. I'll pray to him and be like, I don't do this often. If you're there, I'm looking right at you. Well, I'm looking at your symbol. No, okay. Besides all that, I'm praying to you. Okay. I just want to see a sign or something that the following audience is a good idea, and that he's not going to get us all killed, and that if everything that we're doing is the right thing, you know, following the dragon, whatever the dragon is, whatever he's talking about. I've never heard about a god dragon before, but you know, um, yeah, I just want to know that I'm doing good still, you know, that I'm still following the faith of light, and that I'm not joining the dark side. That kind of sounds weird, you know, like yeah, being what I believe in, you know. I don't know. I might just be talking to talk, you know. I don't even know if you're there. So, and then I'll just say, am I supposed to like say amen after this or something? I don't know. Yeah, I'll just say amen, and that'll be the end. And then I'll just meditate on that for a while, and then go to sleep.
Okay, make a wisdom roll.
Just a flat wisdom roll.
Yeah.
Wisdom roll.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a 13.
Okay. Okay. While Tobiyashi is doing all of this, Jorgen, Remy, is there something you want to do? Because apparently you're one next to the other, because Remy prevented Jorg from going on in this discussion, which was apparently going nowhere.
Well, again, it just felt like the longer Jorg went on, the more likely a race war within the garden was going to happen later.
Yeah. Jorg is just gonna eat in silence, and then he'll go to bed, I guess.
Yeah, I think all of Ramey's business is for when they leave the next day. So
Yeah.
that's always cheerful. You see Jorg and Remy sitting down at a table and start eating and just looking at one another and You have that for 10 minutes straight, and then Jor gets up.
Yeah. How is Raimi doing?
Wait, is that what Jorg says? Out.
Yeah, he'll say that. He'll say it to you in like the third person, like that.
I think Jorg has more PTSD than Toby does.
How should I interpret that? Raimi at least understands that he's not trying to be condescending, but still feels like he just got condescended to.
Okay.
In that, like, the only context Raimi has for like when people talk about someone they're directly talking to in the third person is a young child.
Oh, I just did it because Raimi can only talk in the third person, so I thought it would be cute. I can see how that would be condescending.
So there's like Raimi just has like a look on his face, unsure how he should respond. Knowing that this is not the first time that Jorg has unintentionally insulted Raimi.
There's a history there.
Yeah.
Raimi's just going to pick up one of his hands and make the so-so motion.
Cool. Good night. I'm gonna go to bed.
You have a gnome watching this, and you just hear him say, "Wow, such a riveting conversation. I feel like I've learned so much." Is he always this talkative? And he turns toward you, Remy, when he says this.
Raimi nods.
Ah. So.
And just minor allusions, him like curled up in the forest smelling cloth.
Oh.
Curled up burrito style.
Well, I can understand that. You know, there is a whole lot of things that are really impressive and also oddly scary. Have you ever wondered where the black thing that appears under your nails come from? If you think about it, that's scary.
The black thing?
Yeah, when your nails get dirty without you having played with
Oh.
something dirty.
Raimi just holds up both of his taloned hands and just like...
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Oh, I should have done something. Well, I'll do it in the morning when we wake up before we leave.
Raimi, after eating his meal, makes sure to go wash his hands thoroughly before going to bed.
And the question is, are you going to, in some way, shoo the gnome away?
I guess unless he senses like a malicious intent.
No, not a malicious intent at all. You have this impression of a 5-year-old telling his dad how his day went in long, excruciating, overly detailed explanations. You know, and this morning just got up and I kept seeing the pink color everywhere. Everywhere I looked, there was always this. And then a few minutes later, and I was talking to this other gnome. She's really nice, but then, and she just keeps going and going and going and going and going. At some point, you do hear her say, "You're such a good listener. It's so good to talk to you." And she just keeps going, and it's just small talk for as long as you can take it. Meaning she's gonna follow you all the way to your room.
I think at the very least, like Ray just like hangs around a bit just for like the possibility of introduced vocabulary. maybe even just like idly, summons his familiar and just like idly, like pets and scratches them while listening.
Oh.
But then eventually remembers that he has to go to bed.
And when you get up, she gets up and she starts following you. And she starts complimenting your cat and how well behaved it is, and that she's seen other cats like this, and it's incredible when you think about it. And all the way to your room, and she just leaves you at the door of your room, and sort of doing this naturally. So yeah, I think you really need to sleep, and I understand that it's getting late actually, and I should probably go back to my home. My husband is gonna start wondering where I am, but you know, that's the moment where it hits you. Yeah, that's right. It's not a child; it's an adult. And he's gonna start wondering where I am, and if I'm again going into the rooms of other adventurers. It's something that I've stopped doing because I know that some of them are just too polite to, but still, I just wanted to say how enjoyable the evening was and how much of a good listener you are, and I love your cat, and I hope you have a pleasant dream. I hope you dream about your cat. I hope you dream about what you like. And I hope you dream about you having what you like. And a few ends later, and sorry, you're yawning. You might have noticed I tend to ramble just a slight, tiny bit, but you know, it's.
Raimi, in the interim, has pulled out a box and has put a copper coin into it.
Oh, this is such a lovely box.
Ding! And
Oh,
then pulls out a truffle and hands it to her.
Oh, wow. Thank you very much. She smells it. Oh, this is a very interesting flavor. I think if you don't mind, I'll share it with my husband. I'll cut it in two. Well, maybe in 1/3 for him, and not gonna tell him that there was a third that he never saw. But he'll taste it also. I'm gonna tell everything about you, and it's again the moment that we all know that when the conversation is about to end, and it starts again, and eventually after the 5th time, Yeah, I can see your eyes are just. Um, have a good night. And, I work here, so we'll see each other again. Uh, good night. Bye. And she turns around. You can see her taking her orb out and then ask for a name that you don't recognize. And you can hear her talk as she's leaving.
Maybe just carefully closes the door.
You can't help but to notice this moment of silence.
It then just wanders over to his bed, but then remembers what he was going to do, wanders over to the sink, washes his hands, and then goes to bed.
All right. So, you all fall asleep. And you have a very pleasant
Oh.
Yes.
Before I went to sleep, I just wanted to talk to my ball and see what he thought about me blowing up. That's pretty much it.
What do you think about this? He'd probably just look at you and you have this translation on your mask. Peer in. So that's what it was. I felt like there was something very violent happening and I got flung somewhere and so that's what was happening.
Oh, and how do you like your new house, other than me getting blown up,
Oh, that's very interesting, very spacious. It's I've never been inside of a place this big. It's very nice.
Good.
Very, very nice. And it feels slightly sturdier than the last one.
That's good, that's good. I'm glad you like it. We're going to probably make it... I'm going to see if we could do some stuff to it tomorrow, and some other stuff too.
Yeah.
Some other things.
Find out who blew you up, and then just make a test run with the mace head.
Yeah, you want to know who blew me up? My your vessel blew me up.
See, I knew he was dangerous.
Yeah, well, he has his moments, but I trust him. I'm just, okay, between me and you, he's trying to start an army, and when it gets to it, I might need your help to actually do something, but I don't think we could stop him. But we just have to get stronger together, and then when the time comes, you can exact your revenge, if the time comes. How does that sound?
What's an
army? We just have to keep training together. So, you know how you're one singular person?
Yes.
Well, elemental. Wait, what do I call you?
Well, we don't give one another name.
Well, do you mind if I call you an elemental, or should I give you a name? Would you like to pick your own name?
I mean, it's a bit generic. It's like calling you human.
Yeah, that's true. That's why I'm saying, would you like to pick your own name, or do you want me to come up with a name?
That's an interesting proposition. I'd have to think
But what I was getting at, yeah, think about it. You could tell me what you want your name to be. Other than that, let's say, so you know how you're one elemental, right?
Yeah.
So imagine a bunch of you fighting against somebody.
Okay.
That's an army.
Okay. Well, in
Like,
my
I mean,
case,
like
it'd be
hundreds of
good.
thousands of you. Well, yes, in your case, but Do you want 100,000s of the guy who broke your ball?
No.
So that's where I'm getting at. If it ever gets to that point where he uses it for bad, we just need to train more and make sure it doesn't happen.
Well, just
so
kill
our
him
lives aren't
before he
at risk.
becomes 1,000.
That is true, but I'm trusting him for now. He is your vessel. He's going to get you more of those crystal things.
Good.
So we could use it for our advantage right now. Okay, but if it ever gets to that point, we have to be ready.
Well, you know,
And
all you
that-
have to do when someone does something you don't like and they are your servant, you just ask more of them. So next time, I want more dust. Maybe a pebble.
Okay, all right. I'll tell him that.
And if he doesn't,
And,
then you use your mace head to take your point across. Make sure he understands.
All right, that sounds good. Sounds good. But yeah, we should probably be going to bed so we could get your stuff ready tomorrow. And
so
make your
that's-
castle
that's-
even that much better.
That's the long period in which you do nothing. All right, okay.
Yes, you don't. I forgot you don't sleep. Well, in that time, you could think of what name you want. You want me to wait? Can you read common? Can you read in general?
I think I can.
Okay.
I mean, I've never had to read anything.
All right. Well, I have some scriptures and stuff, and some different things that I had from. Yeah, it'd be in my scroll tube. You could read these while I'm doing the long time of waiting until the morning, and maybe you could come up with a name from inside these, and I'll scroll out. I'll roll out the scrolls and stuff like that, so you could just read.
So there are scrolls of what?
They're just like the scrolls that are. They're the ones that are paired in with the scroll that I use to like find out the mapping of places and like the history and stuff like that.
Okay.
But these are just scrolls that I shoved in there to like make it not noticeable if someone were to open it. So just like random scrolls with like, I don't know, notes and things like that from what we've been through.
Okay. So personal notes. Okay.
Yeah, personal notes, names of different people that
It's
we've
your
met,
diary.
things like that. Yeah, kind of.
Okay. Okay. Well, basically, so it's your own notes. We'll get to. I'll look into everything that's written there, and I'll let you know if something.
I could send you the notes that are in my OneNote too.
Well, I have your D&D Beyond character, and I
Yes.
can look at everything there.
Okay, yeah. I still have to put those into my OneNote, so that has more than I have.
Okay. All right. I can try.
All right, no problem. Well, good night. Have fun. See you in the morning.
Okay.
I'll go lay down and go to sleep.
Okay. So, I was saying, Jorg, peaceful night, interesting night, few nightmares about gnomes, chasing you with a huge disclaimer manual. That one keeps saying, but you haven't signed your name here. Just chasing you all across the garden. You wake up and you realize, oh, phew, it's a dream. Then you realize you're thinking about gnomes, so it might not actually stay a dream. Remy, you have silence. You have to 3 hours of hearing this person which you do not know the name of. It feels good. And you easily fall asleep, mostly relaxed, thinking about this wonderful day you had with audience, where you exchanged a few things with him, where you taught him a little bit of new things he wanted to know. It's good. And you got to stare at him for an hour straight. All things.
Uninterrupted.
All things you enjoyed very much. You remember Tobiyashi exploding. That was a bit traumatizing, but all in all, now it's in your head.
That will definitely be repeating in his dreams, I'm sure.
But all in all, your night is restful. Tobiyashi, you check your door twice before falling asleep. Just to make sure no one's peeing in front of your door again. Eventually you fall asleep. It felt like it was going to be a good night. And then you find yourself walking in a village, you think. No, a town. Yeah, a town. There seem to be festivities there. Yeah. You hear people laughing, you see children running in the street. But the most important part, no gnomes.
That's good.
Mostly humans, half-elves. You see Dragonborn over there. You even see 2 or 3 construct tending the field. So, a wealthy village. A wealthy town. And you realize, oh, they're playing games. It's festivities. It's probably the festivities that's arriving right now. It's there. It's nice. It's fun. You have people drinking and exchanging and having fun, and then someone starts dragging you to one of the games, saying that come on, it's the game that you said you wanted to play.
Okay. I'll go.
You arrive in front of the game, and you see the audience is there. He's the one going in before you. There are a few steps, and there is a wooden beam that stretches from the top of those steps to another series of steps, maybe 10 feet away. Under it, there is a whole lot of mud. You recognize these. They're balance game. Oh, okay. It's not so bad. You see audience just boasting about how it's the second time that he goes through this and it's so easy. And he just starts walking over that, no problem. Almost slips once, twice, but he just keeps smiling and arriving at the other end, and everything's fine. Come on, Tobiyashi, just follow me. It's easy. What do you do?
I'll follow him.
All right. You start following him, and in the beginning, it feels pretty easy. You've been used to balance exercise as a monk. You can easily walk over this, and you're about as dexterous as audience. So it's not actually very hard for you, seeing that it wasn't hard. Sorry, for him. But then it feels like this beam starts changing width a little bit and becomes more fragile. As you're walking, there's one step that you can literally hear the beam go almost lose your balance, but it feels like it's easy to regain it. Have a moment of hesitation, but the beam seems okay and you keep on going. Then it becomes difficult. It becomes very, very narrow. You're starting having trouble keeping your balance. You don't remember audience having this much problem. And as a matter of fact, you don't remember the beam shifting shape and density as audience went over it. You have this thought of, maybe it's because he went first. Maybe it's because I'm following him. Do you keep going, or do you jump off into the mud? It's not a deep mud pit. You'd probably have mud all the way to your ankles, and that's it. It's just a question of game and...
I'll keep going.
Okay. So you keep going, and eventually you find yourself dodging a bird that almost hits you. You have no clue where it came from. It felt like a large bird. Maybe a crow or a raven that just flew your way and literally flew into you. You almost fall. You just barely manage to catch yourself back into balance, and oh wow, it was hard. It sort of feels like you've been walking this beam of wood for way longer than it should be. But you have this moment where you think, should I keep on going? Should I just step off? What do you do?
I've already gotten this far, so I might as well keep going.
All right. Keep on going, and you have this moment of, oh, I'm almost there. You arrive just at the end, and you realize there's 5 feet of the beam missing. You have to jump over this. It's not that hard of a jump. You're a monk, after all. You can even use your own ki to push yourself even further than anyone could, so it's not that hard of a jump, but it's still a jump. But you see the end, it's just there. Do you do it?
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll jump. Well, I'm pretty sure I could jump over to the end, not even have to touch the beam, right?
No, yeah. If you use your monk abilities, you could probably even just use Step of the Wind and gracefully leap from where you are, not even having to take a running start, and just leap and land on the other side.
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right. You focus for a moment. You let the energy flow into you, and you just leap and fall gracefully with your slow fall. And slow fall, and slow fall, and damn, it's so high. But before it starts becoming dangerous, you take damage, you reach the ground. And yeah, you're there. You see audience. You see a smaller creature. Size of a halfling. Has a hood up. Then, interesting. So I guess it's not about how hard the path is. It's about what you choose to do while you're on that path.
Wait, is the little guy saying that?
Yep.
Okay, I'm like, well, I guess so. And just keeping with it for as long as you can until you get to the end.
Well, I guess you have your answer. And you wake up on that.
Wait. Wait, I was gonna be like, wait, who are you?
Just as you say this, wait, you have this moment of hard transition where you realize that you're in your room and you see yourself raise your hand, and what you're saying is a bit muffled because your mind is sort of going back to consciousness. Wait. Oh.
Alright, I'll wake up, check on my elemental friend, whatever he wants his name to be. I guess I'll pick him up and be like, so how was the reading? How'd that go?
Well, it was long, so I didn't do it.
Well, I mean, there's more nights. We could do it longer. I sleep almost every night, so I'll set you up whenever I go to sleep for you to try it at least.
I noticed.
But yeah. But yeah, let's get going. I have something to do before we leave, so I don't know if everybody else is awake yet, but I'm gonna try to get there before we do go.
I don't know. You
And,
seem to be a bit restless, especially right before you woke up. Everything fine?
Yeah, just a dream that I had. Nothing too serious. Just about like the whole praying thing that I was doing. You know, you saw me, right? Or you heard it at least. Wait.
Oh,
Never
so
mind, you didn't hear it.
that's what it's called. Okay.
It's just praying. I don't do it much, but I needed an answer. So, let's get on our way. Come on.
Okay.
I pick up my ball and go outside, and
He
yeah.
flies into your ball.
That's I guess I go looking for them after.
Well, it's the
they're
morning,
awake.
so unless any of them has something to do before they go for breakfast, you'd probably meet them roughly at the same time. From what you've told me, you're all early morning people. So, if you don't have something to do before breakfast, or if you don't have something you'd like to do before breakfast, you probably all get at the tavern roughly at the same time. So, do you get to the tavern roughly at the same time?
Yup.
Yes.
Okay. Remy also?
Just like Rainy wakes up with the sun, gets ready, and
Well, the sun.
the sun, air quote.
But it feels like a full night. Feel relaxed. The little orb on your desk seems to agree that it's morning. Okay. And I guess you go and meet up with everyone. So, when you all arrive,
All right.
it's the next morning. The stream is about to end, so I'm just gonna ask, what do you all do when you arrive there?
Well, good morning, George. Good morning, Remy. Good morning,
morning.
audience. Don't know what you're doing, but good morning.
Yes.
Fisher is still running into the same wall as yesterday, but hopefully he's doing okay.
On him.
Audience is kind of like drooling out the side of his mouth.
He's thinking about his rival right now. He's like,
He spent the whole night thinking about her.
Oh, yeah.
It's these rough fantasies.
Well, before we go on our adventure to seek out buyers of the yield gold and silver, well, electrum and bronze, I have something I need to do before I leave. Would you guys like to come with me?
Yeah.
Remy? Would you? Or do you want to like get everything ready with audience and Fisher for when we leave? Because it should only take two hours for me to drop it off there.
Oh, I'm sorry. Like, how did you phrase it?
Exactly how I said it.
It's just like Rainy just kind of like very unevenly weighs the options as he's looking in audience, and like one part's going higher, just like and holds up two talons.
Okay, sounds good. We'll be back in 2 hours. I'm pretty sure should take us an hour to get there. Maybe like an hour and 15 minutes.
Where are you going exactly? I'll tell you how long it's going to take.
Well, I'm looking for a place that could put an enchantment on my cloak.
Okay. Yeah, you could probably go to the merchant quarter or research and development. So you'd probably be able, if you start running, you'd probably be able to get there and back in an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, depending on which shop. Or you can take one portal that's very close by and go to the city of Otanel and commission a mage.
We could do that instead. I
Out
think
of the
that sounds
garden
better.
Without the rest of the party, just in case we get.
I guess I'll just commission I'll commission a mage in Otanel, but the only reason I wouldn't want to do that is because I don't know how long it would take them to do it. But I'll assume it's fast, so let's go.
Well,
We'll just do it in
Wait,
Otanel.
I'm not going to Otanel without the rest of the party because I don't want bounty
No, I mean,
hunters to come after us.
yes. Well, I mean, like
Immediately get jumped.
we take the rest of our party like when we're going, because we're going there already.
Cool. Okay, yeah.
I'll do it when we're there.
Sounds good.
All right, so basically in a few days, as you're going to the amphitheater for the event, you're gonna just leave a few hours earlier and go to Otanel and find a mage to get a cloak done.
Well, aren't we going to Otanel right now?
I don't know. I don't know what Jorg and Remy wants to do.
Oh,
I'll go to Otanel.
we're just packing up. Are we taking a carriage? Wait.
If you're going to Otanel, you don't need to take a
Are
cart.
we doing that tonight, or are we doing that next week?
It's the morning.
No,
No, we're
we'll
not
be
gonna do
doing
tonight.
this
Well,
next week. I just want to
okay.
know now what you want to do. You know, it helps me prepare.
Yeah, I'll go to Otanel.
Yeah. It sounds like the consensus is going to Otanel straight away.
Okay.
Yes.
I mean,
no,
granted, it's a 3 out of 5 PC consensus, but you know,
Well, all right. Well,
what can you do? But it's technically a
Same-
majority.
Yeah.
Saying we get to the port, we're taking a portal there, right? I'm guessing. Say we get to the front of the portal. I tell everybody in the group that we have a quest that we're going to be going on, and everybody agrees before next week. And I don't know about Remy, but I'm pretty sure Jorg does. I'm pretty Fisher. He agreed the other day. Audience just looks
Walking
ready.
into a wall.
So yeah, everybody, people who are watching, they agreed, guys. So yeah,
so
I can't say no.
Yeah.
what you what I'm hearing is you tell everyone you'd like them to go with you to Otanel because, you know, it's dangerous, and Jorg mentions this element of having a lot of bounty hunters on your head, so it's better if we move in group, and the moment that everyone crosses the portal, you just tell them, oh yeah, and we have a quest.
Exactly. That's what happens.
Interesting. Okay. Sure, we can
much
finish
it.
this like this. It's gonna be an interesting beginning of next week when we arrive and just say, and you just tell everyone, "Oh yeah, and we have a quest. Let's go."
We got this, guys. We can do it.
I don't want to do a quest.
You accepted. You accepted it already with me.
I thought we were gonna do it today.
I don't want to do this.
Someone else can do it. It's just spiders.
It's like you're about to like jump off a jumping board, and you're like, "Never mind. I don't want to do this." You know,
Yeah,
I'm just.
well, it's like you were about to, and then you find out you're gonna jump off next week, and you're like, "Oh wait, actually, I'm gonna climb down." That's how I'm imagining.
It's more like you got signed up for Cub Scouts and you were really excited, but then you were told that you would have to go door to door to sell popcorn, and like it's like maybe this isn't as great as I thought it would be.
So, you'll have a discussion for when we start next episode. Are we actually going to do this quest or not? The pleasures of downtime with this group. I've had groups which, no matter what you said, it felt like they were always on downtime, and some never did any downtime. It was just run all the way. And then this one, it's downtime, but they get quests during their downtime.
You know, I'm not used to downtime that isn't fast.
Interesting. All right, well, we'll see how this turns out next episode, because apparently there's a discussion about do we really have a quest or not. And in the meantime, I'll have to think about maybe having to do an entire quest that might not actually get done. Life of a dungeon master. For any aspiring dungeon master out there, yes, this will happen. Often, over and over again. Be warned. But yeah, that's about it for tonight. What did you say?
Putting in all this work. I said thank you for putting in all this work for us.
Oddly enough, I think this is the third time someone says thank you in my 20 years of DMing. So thank you for your thank you. You don't realize it, but if you have more than one game, it's actually the same thing as a full-time job. I'd love to get paid for it. I really would live off Dungeon and Dragon if I could. I don't mind. Well, that's my way of saying, could you please make donations, people who watch this stream?
And subscribe.
Subscribe, yes. Well, I might actually join a second site for D&D. And maybe this one's going to help me add to this one. Hopefully the people I'll meet there are also going to want to live stream. So we'll have several campaign or adventures. Probably a campaign, this one, and other adventures. So shorter things. But hopefully this will grow. And yes, I know I said there was an artist, and like I said, something really bad happened. And I'm not gonna get any of the images that she was drawing. So life goes on. But I found someone else living close to me that I can punch if they change their idea. I wouldn't, but I can. So, thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being patient. I'm running out of things to say thank you for. You're my players. Say something that I should be thankful about.
Thank you for the honor of thanking us for thanking you.
Yeah.
And thank you for accepting our thanks.
And being alive.
Well, yeah, that is something that's very
You
useful.
take that or leave it. If you were zombies watching us, we'd still get thank you.
Also,
That is
thanks
true.
for gravity. Really
Yeah.
appreciate that one.
Yeah, no,
Mhm.
absolutely. That's one that's
But we
very
can
useful.
fly.
I mean, and that we're not just a bunch of bears playing D&D.
Although that could be
That would be
entertaining.
cool. I would be into that. I want to be a bear. So cuddly.
I mean, you're already kind of an otter, so like, you know, if you just like ate a little more, you could reach bear level.
I mean, there's a whole lot of games with people as animals. You know, I've purchased one not long ago. It was a Timberborn.
Oh, I have Timberborn.
Yeah, Colony. For those who don't know, it's a Colony Sims with beavers.
I like it.
Not cut the middleman. Let's just all become VTubers.
Hey, I already have mine set up. No, what I was thinking is like if we ever, I know someone we could just commission them. We all just get a PNG, right? And it's of our character, and we just use those when we don't want to use our camera, which would still be good, but you know, there's like a little thing that you can make them where they blink and like talk and move when you talk and stuff like that. It's very good. I know all about that.
Oh, well, that could be interesting, but also wouldn't cost a little bit to have character made for each one of us. And
I mean, the person I would go, well, it wouldn't be like realistic, like drawing. It'd be kind of cartoony, you know.
I've seen.
But they would do it for like, I don't know, like I think if it's not too complicated, like $15 a piece. I go to them for like a lot of art, but
Yeah, but
I guess it's not a lot for me.
you are aware that they would have to do a Dragonborn, a Kenku, a Warforge.
Do they take
That'd be easy.
Or you
I think they can
have-
do it.
Okay. Well, that could be intriguing to try.
We can make one especially for you too. It's like a little guy with a hood, you know. It'd be perfect.
Me?
Yeah, you. Unless you don't want one, you know.
Well, it's not that I don't want one. It's I play so many different characters.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. That's true.
There was another channel that actually had.
You're just a question mark.
Just ideas. Just a question mark. A shapeshifter.
Yeah, I've noticed this on some streams. Some people say, you know, there's the name of every player, and for the Dungeon Master, it's written everyone else. Ah,
That is pretty funny.
all right.
I do like
Everyone else.
that.
So, what do we use for signing off? We did campfire to start. Let's go with thunderstorm. It's always fun. Rain. All right, so thank you for putting up with our rambling at the end of the episode. I hope you will be there for next episode, whether it is Wednesday or Friday, because on Friday there's the rebroadcast. And we hope you had a pleasant evening. And if you did, well, remember, you can support the stream by following us on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. You can support the stream by making a donation, becoming a Patreon, subscribing to Twitch. Well, technically you could subscribe to YouTube, but it's not going to give me anything right now. But still, you can subscribe. Or if you can't do any of those, simply spreading the word of our channel. Maybe someone else will subscribe, I mean, or make donations, or talk in the chat. So, that's about it for tonight. As always, thank you for being there, and I was gonna say stay young.
Stay young.
It's a good one. That's a good one. To stay young.
Never die.
I don't know where that one came from. Stay safe and stay healthy. Good night.
Good night.
You too.
Good night.